Welcome to A Tale of Three Cabins. It's the last day of March, March 31st. Winter's hanging on a little bit longer. Temps are in the low 40s right now. If you watched my last episode, you saw me pick up this attachment. Of course, you can see that there are a set of forks, 36-inch forks by Frontier. I'm going to talk a little bit about why I picked the Frontier forks, what am I going to do with my clamp-on forks, and why don't you come check it out. So I'm sure like everybody out there, things have been pretty crazy the last couple of weeks. We scrambled to go to Tennessee and do some odds and ends down there and drop off some supplies before things really got locked down. And that's why I kind of scrambled to pick up these forks. I got a call from the dealer. I was looking at these forks back earlier in the year, and our John Deere dealer usually has some deals going on when they had the home shows and garden expos going on in the area. They usually provide a discount on like all attachments. So I went and visited them, and I tried to squeeze out a discount out of them, and they just didn't have anything going on. So I said, well, if you get some forks in and if you got some discounts coming up, let me know. So the day before we were leaving for Tennessee, they called and said they had some forks in, and I said, well, can I pick them up next week when we get back into town? And they said, sure. And we hung up, and that was the end of the conversation. They were going to give me a discount, and I don't know if it was really a discount. I think most dealers charge about $5.99, and that's what I paid. Their list price is $7.29. So anyways, we hung up, and I started thinking that when we get back from Tennessee, I don't know if that dealer is going to be open. I don't know what's going to be open. So I called them right back and said, hey, could I come down and pick this up in the next half hour? And they said, sure. So I went down there and I picked it up. And this is the first time I'm actually messing with them since we got back from Tennessee.
Now, since I got my tractor, I felt I had spent enough money when I had first purchased it, and I didn't feel like spending a lot of money on attachments. So I went out and I bought the clamp-on forks. And I got a pretty good deal on them. It was less than $100 through eBay. And they do serve a good purpose, and they do help out a lot. So if you are short on cash and you need some forks, they're definitely going to help you out, and they're going to make some things easier around the house. Now, you don't want to get too crazy with them because you could bend your bucket, and it does create limitations. So they stick out so far in front of your bucket that it's not going to lift as much weight as maybe you could if you had dedicated forks. But for a lot of chores like brush and logs, they worked out very good for me. Now, one other advantage is that they're easy to clamp on, and it goes on pretty quick, and you can take them off pretty quick. So having that convenience is helpful. But it does have its drawbacks, and like I said, when the weight is sticking out far in front of the bucket, it's just not going to lift this flooring I got here. It's just a little too heavy, but I think if they were dedicated forks, pallet forks, they would have lifted this up with no problem. So I did check out a lot of the major brands. Artilian here was the most expensive, and it is lightweight, and this probably would be good if you were going to get their grapple, but it was a little pricey for me, plus the shipping cost, you're about $1,000. Titan now is the cheapest, and sometimes you can find that for as little as $385, but they're heavy. They're close to 290 pounds. And it was a little difficult to find out the total weight because a lot of them will just tell you what the frame weighs and not what the forks on it. So just a little comparison. I'm looking for 36 inches because that'll give me more room to maneuver in my yard. And the different brands I looked at, a lot of the brands might be the same, like HLA might be branded under different names, but basically Titan was about 280 pounds, and as I said, you could get it for almost as low as $385. So the reason I went with the John Deere Frontier is it was the lightest at 170 pounds. It has a capacity of 1,250 pounds, and that'll actually do pretty good for me. And if I even get a bigger tractor, that I can still use them on a 2 series. Now my slide was wrong. I had 1,200 pounds on there, but it does say 1,250 here in the manual. One feature I liked about the Titans was the built-in hitch connection that it had there, and I have the clamp-on hitch, so that doesn't really bother me too much. So this is really no frills. It's just basic pallet forks, and like I said, they're lightweight. The price is right, and for me I think it's going to be good. If I was looking at getting a grapple from Artilleon, well then I would probably have gone with that one, but if I ever get a hydraulic grapple, I would probably go with the Wicked right now. And one other quick drawback about the clamp on forks is that with the bucket in the way and it's clamped onto the bucket, you have a hard time seeing what you're trying to pick up, where the pallet forks here, you can see right through the frame pretty easy, and you got a pretty good bird's eye view of what's going on. Ever since I made this little wood caddy for my carryall, in the back of my mind I've always had this idea, if I got a set of forks, that I would try this and wonder if it would be helpful around the house. I always thought it'd be nice to have a lift around the house where you don't have to use scaffolding or ladders. And like I said, this idea has always been in the back of my mind, so I'm going to give it a shot. I want to get the forks to go right underneath the metal frame of the carryall. I'm going to take a set of ratchet straps here and go around the forks to secure to the forks so the carryall will not bounce off or lift off. And then I'm going to need one more ratchet strap, and it's actually kind of convenient. Right where the loader arms are, there's a couple holes to use to attach the ratchet to, and that's going to keep it from sliding off forward. And then one more test before we put a human guinea pig in there. To the top of the platform, it's about 69-70 inches, so just shy of 6 feet. I just want to say that everything is going to be slow and I don't want to say tedious. I'll speed it up a little bit here, but we're going to take our time with this, and I have a few projects here. One of them is I wanted to mount a camera on the dormer, the doghouse dormer here, and then I got some apple trees that I want to trim up too, so I thought this would be a good test and a good way to see if this is going to be helpful in the future. we're hoping it's not too late in the season to be trimming the tops of these apple trees. They've been on my mind all winter, and I thought this would be a perfect time to get up there and snip some of those branches that are starting to grow too tall. So it's pretty flat right there, and there's no divots for the tires to go into, so we kind of kept it up high, and she went very slow. We're trying to be very cautious. Well, that's going to do it again for us today. I appreciate everybody watching these videos. I hope you like them, and subscribe. Click on the little bell if you want to know when another one is coming out. We try to put one out once a week, but with the way things are going, sometimes that's not so easy. Thanks for watching again. Take care, and keep an eye on us. And try to stay healthy.